Hello dear students, today we will start chapter 2 Freedom. Dear students, we enjoy several type of freedoms, several forms of freedoms in our daily life. And we know that before 1947 India was slave of the British and we hadn't freedom at that time. And the same examples of ruling, slavery, exploitation were found all over the world, even in today's world also. And there are a number of examples when people fought for their rights, for their freedom, and struggled for a long time. And in those struggles or movements, there were some very eminent, renowned leaders. So, in this chapter, we will study about such incidents and we will know what is freedom. So, let's start. On the front of this chapter, there are two pictures. First one is male and second one is female. Then the male picture belongs to Nelson Mandela. It means the person in male picture is Nelson Mandela and second one that ladies is Aung San Suu Kyi. Nelson Mandela fought for the freedom of black people while Aung San Suu Kyi is an eminent leader of Myanmar that was called in olden days Burma. So let's start reading. Human history provides many examples of people and communities which have been dominated or enslaved or exploited by more powerful groups. So in human history, there are a number of examples when powerful persons, strong people or groups dominated weakers and make weak people enslaved, exploited their lives as well as their resources. So Indian history is full of such examples. But it also provides us with inspiring examples of heroic struggles against such domination. On the other hand, human history also provides us examples of the people who fought for their rights, who struggled for their rights, for the freedom. So there are also some positive examples. But it also, what is this freedom for which people have been willing to sacrifice and die? So there is a question, what is the freedom? And for what the people are ready to sacrifice their lives, to sacrifice their everything, whatever they had. So what is freedom? A question is natural here. In this essence, the struggle for freedom presents the desire of people to be in control of their own lives and destinies, that have to opportunity to express themselves freely through their choices and activities. So in this answer, the struggle for freedom represents the desire of people. It means the struggle for people whenever they did represented their desire to live their life according to their own destinies and to get equal opportunities to achieve their desired goals in their lives, express themselves freely, communicate their ideas freely. So these were the motives of these struggles. Not just individuals, but societies also value their independence and wish to protect their culture and future. It is not only with the individuals, with the common people, but also the societies also wish to remain free, protect their culture, protect their customs, protect their future, and protect whatever they have, the values, morals. So, societies also wish to remain free from the interference of other people, from the slavery of other people who are strong. However, given in the diverse interests, the ambitions of the people, any form of social living requires some rules and regulations. However, it is given that whenever in a society different peoples who follow different religions and have different aims, or the society is full of diverse peoples, in that condition rules and regulations are necessary so that there may not be conflicts between those peoples. These rules may require some constraint to be imposed on the freedom of individuals, but it is recognized that such constraints may also free us from insecurity and provide us with the condition in which we can develop ourselves. So, when we frame some basic rules to maintain the dignity of society, so these basic rules may, may constrain some people, but these rules are always beneficial for the society, and it is considered that the rules framed for the betterment of any society are always good for people, and in these rules people get enough chance to develop themselves. In political theory, much of the discussion regarding freedom has therefore focused on trying to evolve principles by which we can distinguish between socially necessary constraints and other restrictions. So when we talk about political theory, we especially have focus on the possible limitations, necessary constraints, and other restrictions to be imposed positively on the society, on the people, so that those people may not conflict among themselves and they could make their complete development peacefully. There has also been debate about possible limitations on freedom which may result from the social and economic structures of society. Okay, and there are some limitations on the freedom of people, and in the result the social and economic structures of society. Okay, so there are some restrictions regarding freedom of the people, and those restrictions are the result of social and economic structure of society. Those restrictions, limitations avoid usual conflicts between the amongst the diverse people living in a common society. So in this chapter we will look at some of these debates. So after studying this chapter, all the students will be able to understand the importance of freedom for individuals and society, and they will also be able to explain difference between the negative and positive dimensions of freedom, and to explain what is meant by the term harm principle. So dear students, from the next class we will start the ideal of freedom, and I think you got this class very well. If you have any doubt, you can ask your doubt through the comment box. Till then, keep learning and take good care of yourself. Thank you.